Most men think being in a woman's face 24/7 will make her miss them. But here's the truth. She never misses what she never loses. The ones she misses are the ones who know how to step back. If you're tired of chasing and want her to feel your absence like a storm, subscribe right now, because today I'll show you how to make her miss you so badly she can't get you out of her head. 1. The power of silence. Silence is one of the most misunderstood tools in attraction. Most guys see silence as weakness. They think if they're not constantly calling, texting, or proving themselves, they'll lose her. But the truth is the opposite. A woman doesn't miss the man who floods her every moment. She misses the man whose silence lingers in her thoughts. Think about music for a second. The notes are important, yes, but what gives music its emotion, its tension, its impact are the pauses. Without silence between the sounds, the music feels flat, dull, even meaningless. Relationships work the same way. Constant noise, constant talking, constant checking in kills anticipation. Silence, on the other hand, creates mystery. I'll give you a simple example. Imagine you text her every single morning, "Good morning." At first she might smile. By the second week it feels normal. By the third she expects it. And once it becomes predictable, it loses all its value. But if one day you don't text, suddenly she notices the gap. Why didn't he message? Did something happen? That little question is the spark of missing you. Silence also communicates strength. A man who can hold back doesn't look needy. He doesn't look desperate. Instead, he looks calm, controlled, sure of himself. And women notice that instantly. They won't say it out loud, but deep down they respect it. Because a man who can be silent is a man who isn't afraid of losing her. Now, don't confuse silence with neglect. Ignoring her completely, shutting her out, that's not strength. That's insecurity. Strong silence is different. It's choosing to step back, not out of fear, but out of discipline. It's showing her that your life doesn't depend on her replies. It's letting her imagination do the chasing for you. And here's the beauty. The more her mind works to fill that silence, the more she invests in you without even realizing it. She starts replaying the last time you spoke. She wonders what you're doing. She thinks about who you might be with, and that curiosity is the seed of longing. So stop thinking silence is your enemy. It's not. Silence is what makes your words valuable. It's what makes your presence powerful. And it's what makes her miss you when you're gone. 2. The energetic gap. You can't make someone miss you if they never get the chance to feel your absence. Most men kill attraction by being too available, always answering calls within seconds, always replying instantly, always ready at her command. And while it feels like dedication to you, to her it feels like cheapness. Here's the truth. What's always available loses its value. Think about it. Water in the tap? You don't think twice. But water in the desert? Suddenly, it's priceless. The difference isn't the water itself. It's the gap between need and access. That's exactly what happens with your energy. If you're constantly around her, constantly available, there's no space for her to long for you. She doesn't get to notice the difference between your presence and your absence. That's why you need to build what I call the energetic gap. It means having your own life, your own mission, your own focus beyond her. Imagine two men. The first one cancels plans with his friends, skips the gym, ignores his goals, all just to be available for her. At first, she might like the attention, but soon she feels the weight. He's revolving around her like a satellite with no gravity of his own. She takes him for granted. Now imagine the second man. He likes her, but his life doesn't stop for her. He has passions, work, a vision. When she texts, he sometimes can't reply immediately, not because he's playing games, but because he's genuinely busy. When she wants to meet, she fits into his schedule, not the other way around. To her, this man's time feels rare, and rarity always fuels desire. That's the energetic gap. It's not about ignoring her. It's about not letting her consume every inch of your world. You create space, and in that space, she begins to miss you. She feels the gap between your presence and absence. And the mind hates gaps. It rushes to fill them. But remember, this only works if it's real. Faking busyness won't cut it. Women sense authenticity. The gap has to come from actually living a life worth missing. Build your world so full, your health, your goals, your purpose, that when you give her time, it feels like a privilege, not a routine. When you create that gap, you shift the balance. She stops being the center of your universe, and instead, she wants to be part of yours. And that, my friend, is when missing you begins to eat at her heart. 3. Emotional imprints. Here's the thing, women don't miss conversations, they miss emotions. That's why if you want her to miss you like crazy, it's not about how many texts you send or how often you see her. It's about the way you make her feel in those moments. Feelings outlive words. Think back to your own life. You probably don't remember every single detail about your favorite childhood friend, but you remember the way they made you laugh, or how safe you felt around them, or the excitement you had every time they showed up. That's what sticks. It's the same with women. So how do you create these emotional imprints? Start with presence. When you're with her, be fully there. No phone in your hand, no half listening while scrolling. Give her your eyes, your ears, your full energy. In a world where everyone is distracted, being locked in is rare, and rarity is what burns itself into her memory. Then add emotional variety. Don't just be the guy who's always serious. Don't just be the guy who's always funny. Mix it up. One moment, make her laugh until her cheeks hurt. The next, drop a thoughtful question that makes her pause and think. Another day, surprise her with a playful tease that catches her off guard. These shifts create emotional spikes, and spikes get remembered. Even small gestures can become powerful imprints. Maybe the way you look at her when she's talking, or the way you touch her shoulder lightly when she's nervous, or the way you listen without interrupting, making her feel safe. She won't always tell you, but these moments stay with her. And when you're not around, her mind replays them. And here's the trick. Don't flood her with these imprints every second. Leave space between them. When you step back after giving her a moment she'll never forget, that's when the craving kicks in. She'll lie in bed replaying your laugh. She'll walk into a room and remember the way you looked at her. That's missing you. Remember this, emotions beat logic every time. A man could check every logical box, good job, nice car, handsome. But if he doesn't make her feel, she won't crave him. Another guy could have less, but if he makes her feel alive, she'll think about him non-stop. That's the power of emotional imprints. If you want her to miss you badly, don't focus on quantity of interaction. Focus on quality. A single 5-minute moment where she feels something deep will stick longer than 100 shallow texts. Plant the emotions. Step back. Let them grow inside her mind, and soon she'll start missing you more than she ever thought possible. 4. Unpredictability creates craving. Predictability is safe, yes, but safe is boring. If she knows exactly when you'll text, what you'll say, how you'll act, there's no room for curiosity. And curiosity is the engine of missing someone. Think of it like a TV show. If you already know how every episode will end, you stop watching. But when the plot twists, when you can't guess the next move, that's when you're hooked. The same principle applies with women. Most men fall into routine. Text her every morning, every night, same jokes, same conversations, same rhythm. At first she might find it sweet, but soon it becomes background noise. She knows you'll always be there. She stops looking forward. And when there's nothing to look forward to, there's nothing to miss. Now picture this instead. 1 week, you surprise her with a deep voice note in the middle of the day. Another time, you disappear for a while because you're busy at the gym or chasing a goal. Another day, you switch the vibe completely, teasing her playfully after being serious before. Suddenly, she doesn't know what's coming next. That unpredictability is addictive. Even in person, unpredictability works. If you're always the funny guy, she puts you in that box. But if sometimes you make her laugh and other times you sit with her in silence, listening deeply, she experiences different sides of you. You become multidimensional, and multidimensional people are unforgettable. The trick isn't about playing games, it's about keeping things fresh, change the rhythm, break the pattern. Don't let her fully figure you out, because when she can't predict you, her mind stays busy thinking about you, and thinking about you when you're not there. That's exactly what missing is. This doesn't mean being reckless or distant all the time. Too much unpredictability feels unstable. The key is balance. Give her enough stability to feel safe, but enough surprises to keep her hooked. It's the mix that creates tension, and tension is what builds attraction. So remember this: predictability kills desire. Unpredictability fuels craving, and craving is what turns into missing you when you're gone. 5. The attention game. Attention is like currency. The more freely you hand it out, the less valuable it feels. Most men don't realize this. They think if they pour attention into a woman, texts all day, endless compliments, being available 24/7, she'll feel special. But in reality, she gets bored. Why? Because what's always there is never missed. Here's the truth. Women don't crave unlimited attention. They crave quality attention, the kind that feels genuine, rare, and intentional. That's what sticks. So instead of flooding her with constant check-ins, learn to give attention in the right doses. When you're with her, be fully present, look her in the eyes, listen like her words matter, laugh with her, share your vibe completely. That moment will mean 10 times more than 100 lazy, wide texts. But then step back. Let her feel the gap between your attention and your absence. This is where most men fail. They give and give until she no longer notices the difference. But when you pull back, she feels the drop. She starts to wonder why you're not calling like usual. She replays your last conversation in her head. That's the space where missing begins. Think of it like eating your favorite food every day. At first, it's exciting. After a while, it loses taste. But if you only eat it once in a while, it feels special every time. Your attention works the same way. Another key is intentional focus. Instead of cheap attention, random emojis, generic compliments, make your attention personal and meaningful. Remember something she said days ago and bring it up later. Pay attention to details others miss. That kind of focus makes her feel seen, not just noticed. And when you take that away, even briefly, she'll crave it. But here's the mistake men make. They think pulling back means ignoring her. That's not the game. Ignoring looks childish and insecure. The game is balance. When you give attention, give it fully. When you take it away, do it naturally because you're focused on your own life. That's what makes it authentic. And women feel authenticity. If you're forcing space just to manipulate her, she'll sense it and lose respect. But if the space comes because you're genuinely working on yourself, spending time with friends, chasing your passions, it lands differently. She respects it, she respects you, and she misses you. So remember this rule: too much attention feels ordinary. Controlled attention feels precious. And precious is what makes her miss you when you're gone. 6. Detachment from outcome. Here's one of the hardest truths for men to swallow. The moment you need her, you lose her. The men who make women miss them badly aren't the ones clinging for replies, stressing over every word, or chasing validation. They're the ones detached from outcome. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean being cold or distant. Real detachment means your happiness, your peace, your worth. None of it depends on her. You want her, yes, but you don't need her to feel complete. That's the difference. Most men operate from fear. They overthink their texts. They wait by the phone. They panic when she doesn't reply fast enough. That anxious energy seeps through everything they do, and women pick up on it instantly. Desperation repels, calm confidence attracts. Now picture the man who's detached. He sends a text, and if she replies, good. If she doesn't, he's still good. He asks her out, and if she says yes, he enjoys the moment. If she says no, he moves on with his life. His mood doesn't collapse based on her actions. That kind of energy is magnetic. Why? Because it's rare. Women miss detached men because they can't control them. Think about it. When a guy is desperate, she knows she has him no matter what. No tension, no curiosity, no pull. But when a guy is calm, secure, and doesn't chase, she starts wondering, why isn't he like the others? Why isn't he begging for me? Why does he look so free? That questioning pulls her closer. Detachment also gives you freedom. You're not glued to your phone. You're not obsessing over her choices. You're living your life, focused on your goals, your health, your passions. That independence is exactly what makes her crave you, because she realizes your world moves forward whether she's in it or not. And that fear of being left behind creates longing. Here's the key. Detachment must be real. If you fake it, pretend you don't care while secretly obsessing, she'll sense it. Women have sharp intuition. Detachment works only when you truly know that you'll be fine with or without her. That's strength. And strength is what makes her miss you. So stop clinging to outcomes. Stop chasing guarantees. Be secure in yourself. Show her through your calm energy that you are whole on your own. That's when she'll start missing you. Not because you forced it, but because your absence feels like freedom she can't get anywhere else. 7. Authentic presence. Here's something most men don't understand. A woman won't miss empty words, but she'll always miss genuine presence. Authenticity leaves marks on her soul that even silence can't erase. When you're with her, don't half show up. Don't scroll your phone while nodding along. Don't give distracted attention. Be fully locked in. Look at her. Listen with real curiosity. Respond in a way that shows you heard her, not just that you're waiting for your turn to speak. That kind of presence is rare, and because it's rare, it becomes unforgettable. Imagine this. She's had dates where guys bragged about themselves non-stop. She's had guys who showered her with shallow compliments. She's had guys who tried way too hard. But then there's you, the one who actually listens, the one who notices the little things she says, the one who makes her feel like her words matter. That's authenticity. And when you leave, she feels it. She thinks, I've never felt that with anyone else. That's the seed of missing you. But authenticity isn't just about listening, it's about being real. Don't fake laughs, don't force moments. If you find something funny, laugh hard. If you admire her, say it in your own raw way. If you disagree, share your truth calmly. That honesty makes you stand out, because in a world full of fakes, the man who's real is unforgettable. And here's the magic. Authentic presence multiplies in your absence. She'll replay the sound of your laugh, the way you looked at her, the calmness in your tone. These details linger. And when they linger, they create longing. But here's the catch. You can't be authentic if you're desperate. Desperation makes you perform, it makes you act, and acting kills presence. To be authentic, you need self-respect. You need to know that you're enough, even if she doesn't validate you. That grounded energy allows you to show up real, and real is what stays in her memory. So don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be authentic. Perfection fades, authenticity sticks, and when it sticks, it becomes the echo she hears in your silence. That echo is what makes her miss you more than any game ever could. So here's the truth. She won't miss the man who never leaves. She'll only miss the man who knows when to step back, when to be silent, and when to live his life with purpose. If you want her to feel your absence like a storm, remember these 7 principles, because once she starts craving you in her thoughts, you've already won. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which point hit you the hardest today? I'd love to know.